thanks for our acts. The sea can be deep for our diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Hello. A little late live. Ugh. I was going to go. It was funny because I went to a meeting earlier, and then my sponsor's like, "Are we meeting?" I'm like, "Oh shit, it's Saturday." It's not Sunday. I was looking forward to football at 6:00. Nope. Meow to you. Here, hold this. He got all mad at me. I threw my jacket on and he got all mad. Oh, yeah. So, but I was in the middle of a meeting and then I had to, ran an errand. There was a guy sitting outside the liquor store. Do you have any spare change? Which I didn't, but I gave him a few cigarettes and a lighter. Asked him if he wanted help with his alcohol problem. He said he didn't drink. Good afternoon, Leisure. Good to see you, man. Hi, Michelle. And Michelle does the sign-up sheet for chairing in our meeting, and people are kind of making it too confusing. So, like Michelle's here. She says, "I'm gonna let go to do the calendar." There you go. Right. We'll figure out a way that's easy for you, Michelle. If you let me know kind of what you're using, how you're doing it. Because almost everything has a share button on it. Where can I find a share button? Yeah, okay. But it's a little icon where it's got, I don't even know how to describe it. Got our drain snaked. My wife's ex-father-in-law came over to take care of it. So he passed earlier this year, and so I try and spend time with them, and they didn't really they never necessarily disliked me, but it's good that I can be there for other people. I just hope they don't feel like I'm trying to replace their son or anything like that, but it does suck, and that's my stepdaughter's dad. And so I try and be respectful, but that was really cool of them to come over. Leisure. Yeah, hon, honest alcohol. Yeah, I don't drink. I gave him a card, said, "Okay, when you're ready, just send me a text or something. I'll come help you out." I already got a place for him. If you wanted to get sobered up, I got stuff, but God wanted me back here. So I joined the 3:00 meeting a little late, then decided to go live. I'm just filling up my time. That's what I'm doing. All right. I thought this was an interesting topic. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. I'm very opinionated. I like to stir the pot, but I'm going to make you think. You might even get upset with me sometimes. It's okay. If you are my friend, I'm going to let you be upset with me. That's all right. But I ain't going to blow smoke up your ass. No way. Nope. Yeah, I was talking to my sponsor earlier, and he's been working with a couple guys, and you know how it goes. You know how it goes. They don't call. Hey, I know we're scheduled today, but can we start next week? So I'm gonna tell you something. It wasn't until the last 3-4 years that I started having success with sponsees. I didn't even start sponsoring until I was about 5 years sober. Yeah. And from year 4 until about a year ago, I didn't have a sponsor. I couldn't find one. I couldn't find one. I kept asking, and I got some of the lamest fucking excuses ever. Well, I don't do Zoom. Yeah, no, I just don't do. If you're not willing to meet people, I got called guru. Mostly it was, well, you know so much. What could I do? I did. Do you miss the point of being a sponsor? Do you not want to sponsor somebody who's going to do the work? Who's actually going to do what you tell them to do? Okay. All right. So don't beat up on yourself about sponsorship. Here's the thing. This is the key to sponsorship. Okay. Now, when I say that I was successful, it wasn't really my success as much as it was the sponsee who did the work. It's more his success and God's success than it is my own. But when it comes to sponsoring, I am 100% successful. I'm still sober. I'm still sober. All right. Let's get on this. So let go, let God is not apathy. It's not avoidance. Okay. It's kind of like when I hear people use the serenity prayer to not do the things that they really want to do. We'll go to extremes too. Okay. It's not defiance. It's not, no. That is not what let go and let God is. In fact, Michelle hit on it with a joke. I'm going to let go, let God do the calendar. And see, she made it a joke because she realizes the thing is, if we let go and let God, there's got to be action. There must be immediate action after decisions that we make. And we're not letting go and letting God to just let it be that. All right. So I've got a reading that we're going to do here. It's out of a day at a time. All right. Thanks, Leisure. I'm proud of you too. Keep kicking ass at those videos, man. Leisure's a lot like me. He doesn't have a bunch of people. Well, you probably have a few more followers than me, but our stuff is meant for the people that find it because God led them there. And I really appreciate it when people do that. Because it tells me loads about you. Number one, that you have humility in your life and that you understand that you don't need to be a super promoter to help people out. All you got to do is ask the guy in the corner if he wants any help. Quit trying to make your phone ring and go out and talk to people face to face. Yes. All right. Doing this is not easy. And there's a million people out there doing it. But I can tell you right now, they ain't like me in Leisure. 98% of them aren't like me in Leisure. Who's another great Monty Man's stuff? He's the same way as me. He doesn't promote. Okay, now his is a radio show. Roger McDermott. Jimmy, who shows up here every now and again, does it the same way. So if you see that I follow people, then you should probably follow them too. If you like my stuff, you should follow the people I follow because I don't just randomly follow people. No. I'm in 2 groups. One of them is mine. So, Leisure said, no one needs to promote helping someone. Exactly. What is there to promote? My ego? Well, I'll let my ego do that. All right. So, bless you, baby. Contrary to what some people think, our slogan, let go and let God, isn't an expression of apathy, an attitude of defeatism, or an unwillingness to accept responsibility. Now we're getting somewhere, right? It is not those. Those who turn their backs on their problems are not letting go and letting God, but instead are abandoning their commitment to act on God's inspiration and guidance. You know, that little intuition that you have in there? That's your inspiration. You're an inspirational person. To other people, you are fucking inspiration. I know it's weird. It doesn't always feel that way. If you have the people that are like, yes, I am an inspiration, and they're a few years, those are the ones that bother me because they're not. You can't transmit something you do not have. It took me years. Okay. I've been working on this stuff for like a total of, I'm going to say 20 years, which I think is a little short, but I've messed up on some other times, so I'm not going to. Right? I'd rather the number be lower than above it, right? Now, when I hear people say, wow, I'm having an effect, I didn't realize I was doing it. Am I? And when I hear them doubt themselves, those are the people. Those are the people. Now, are we sure that that's what's going on? And it is. It's taken me years to realize how many people I'm affecting. Years. And even then, I don't think I'm anywhere near what it actually is. I don't know. Because I can tell you now, the stats that Instagram and Facebook give, they're not correct. I don't think that they're correct. And maybe they are, and I need to accept them for what they are. Okay. Anyway, we're supposed to be talking let go, let God, right? So, inspiration and guidance. They neither ask for nor expect help. They want God to do it all. Okay. So, let go, let God can very much lead to two-stepping. It can. Why do we? The only reason we have slogans is to remind you of what you're doing. That's why we have them. So when people take the slogans and use it as a way of life, no. No. Let go and let God is to remind you that you don't need to be angry all the damn time, but you can still confront. Courage. Where's your courage? And that, I'm going to tell you now, that word is going to be coming up a lot in the next few months. Courage. Because I'm going to bring things up. Okay. Are you actually using your courage? Do you have enough faith to go do something and rely that God is going to take care of you? Look at your ninth step, right? I was talking with somebody earlier about the ninth step. There are some people out there that I should not make an amends to. Okay. There are some people, yeah, but there are some. There are those situations. I'm not going to go into what they are. Right. But if God puts that person in my way, in my life, if something happens, I stand ready to do it at any moment. That guy that I ran into at the liquor store, did that one want my help? Not today, right? I might get a call later. It's getting fucking cold out there. And he was in shorts. I don't think he will. We'll see. In seeking God's guidance, do I realize the ultimate responsibility is mine? Okay. We try and follow God's will, but everything you do is your will. Everything you do is your will. I made the decision to talk to that guy. God didn't make that decision. What he did is he put it in my way. He put it in my purview. That's what he did. He didn't expect me to do something about it. But then again, I did that. The person didn't want my help. God has a plan in this. Now, should I get upset because this person didn't want my help? No. I go on with my life. He said, no, I don't drink. And I said, huh, do you need a lighter? He wasn't expecting that question. because I gave him 5 smokes. All right, you need a light. You need a lighter, don't you? All right, here you go. Keep it. What? Thank you. Not a problem. I hope you have a better day, dude. That's what I kept it at. I'm planting a seed. Maybe his day is just a little bit better because he had a few cigarettes, and maybe he'll treat the next person a little bit kinder because somebody did some kindness today. Maybe that's as small as it is. I don't know. I don't need to know. I don't need to question why, what, when, and where. I don't need to question that. God gets to do that part. Okay. So let's read the rest of this, and then we're going to go into why we utilize let go and let God. Okay. And I'm going to give you the quick answer because you got to stop fighting everything and everyone. That is what let God and let go and let God is. So we don't have to be angry. Let go and let God is so you can start your day over. It leads you to the solution. Let go and let God is not the solution. It is a slogan to remind you of what the solution is. That's it. Don't make any more than it needs to be, alcoholics. Leisure said he was placed there because he was meant to be there at time for the two of you. That's the only reason I need to know, isn't it? I don't need to know more than that. If I do, I'm not really utilizing humility, right? Today I pray, may I not allow myself to be lazy just because I think God is going to do everything anyway. I tell you something, apathy is just pissing me off lately. I go through it. But I have to remember, I have to go back that the ultimate responsibility is mine. Okay. I had too much on my plate. Now other people are like, oh, Dion will take care of it. Dion will take care of it. No, yeah, no worries. But now people realize, oh, no, that's not how we're doing things. Right. And I'm not talking about the AA meeting. I'm not talking about AA. I'm just talking about in my life. Right. So, and what is that? Well, that's just Dion kind of throwing a pity party. Okay. I went upstairs, went to go have a cigarette. Freaking garage door was locked, and it pissed me the fuck off because I want it open so I don't have to keep using the key. I had to go back downstairs, inconveniencing my time. I got over that one pretty darn fast. All right. Such apathy reminds me of my old powerless self, the one that moaned that the world was going up in smoke. See, civilization was going down the drain, and there wasn't a thing I could do about it. Oh my gosh, I go through that. Oh my gosh. This is a good reminder for Dion to remind him that I'm not Superman. I may love my superheroes, but I cannot save the world. I can't. I can't even save the man down at the front of the liquor store. I can't save him. I can take him to where he can be saved. I can lead them that way, but I can't make them do it. Neither may I use letting. Okay, let's even think about that. Now, in that case, because there's a part of me where my stomach's like, fuck, man, I know what it's like to be out there, and that horrible feeling of being homeless comes back and it settles in my stomach. Let go, let God. I did everything that I could. Right. And if he would have said yes, I would have thrown him in my car, called my wife, said, I'm headed to detox. I would have gotten a hold of the group and said, somebody's going to need a host because I'm not going to be there. It would have been a different situation. Hi, Amber. Amber said was mopping. At first, I thought you said moping. I'm like, what are you moping about? But it's mopping. There's not 2 O's in that. Oh, you ready for the next party? Good for you. You poor thing. Neither may I use letting God do an excuse, right? So may God be my inspiration. May I be an instrument of God. God guides those who help themselves. It's true. right? You can't ask God to keep you sober for that day and then Netflix binge. You don't get to say, God, keep me sober today, and then head to the liquor store or the bar. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to go to the bar, and every time I want to drink, I'm going to let go and let God. It is not going to work. There is the human will. Okay? Like I said earlier, the final decision is yours. It's yours. Nobody else gets to know. God God never really stopped me from doing anything. He did give me indicators. He did give me indicators. What are some indicators in my life nowadays? Let's see. What would be a good one? A good one would be I got a red light. Oh, maybe I got a red light. Maybe God's trying to tell me to slow down a little bit. What were some of the things that God was trying to tell me when I was drinking that maybe I need to quit drinking? I don't know, the shakes, the guilt, the shame. Ah, Leisure says, hence the people have 130-day coins. Yeah. I really like the way my sponsor tells that story. He says, I had been collecting 30-day chips, and then somebody came up to me and said, those chips come in other colors. You ought to try them out. I love some of the rough lines I hear. Right? Those coins come in other colors. You should probably check them out. So let go and let God doesn't mean we sit back and do nothing. No, it's not what it means. Right? It's just what we utilize to get to the answer. All right. Now, let's say I have a headache, right? Let's say I have a headache. What's the first thing that I should probably do? Drink water, right? I should probably check my water intake. Right? If that's not working, I'll go to an aspirin or a Tylenol. But in this case, let go and let God, okay, was the headache. Okay? And then the action was either water or, it wasn't a very good example. I'll admit it. Alcoholics like to turn surrender into excuses. God's going to put things in your life. And if you ignore them, you will find a different kind of consequence. And the consequence will, after a little while, what's going to happen is you're not going to get what it is that you need. Remember what we just read, okay? The only real free gift that I got was that grace, which was the obsession, right? But otherwise, I have to work towards it. But God guides me in that. And I have found that the consequences from following my higher power's lead over my own, the consequences seem to be good consequences. Where when I take over, the consequences don't seem to be that good. Right? What's the big thing that we're trying to do? Right? So we're trying the main thing in the beginning of the program is fighting, that we have to stop fighting everything and everyone around us. And when we can let go and let God, then what we're doing is then we can move into unconditional love. Because we can't have our judgments and our emotions in the way when we're trying to help another person, or even when we're trying to help ourselves. All right? So, trust in God's direction. That's what it means. And doing the footwork. Allowing God to handle the timing, not the action. The action is up to you. God's going to give you options. You're going to decide an action. Are you going to consult with somebody first? That guy in front of the liquor store, did I need to consult with somebody first? No, it was pretty clear. He even asked me, do you have some spare change? Be careful asking me questions because I will talk to you. I just might ruin your drinking career. Be careful. I'd already tell you what he would have said next if I would have pushed it. I know the exact words he would have used. I know this type of alcoholic because I've been there. I'm not willing. Because when alcoholics hear that, oh, I'm not willing. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we're just going to give up. I'm going to tell you right now, you tell that to me, I'm going to try harder. You're not willing. Okay. You don't need to be willing. Let me tell you about somebody that said that to me when I was working detox in the 90s. Right. I'm going to call him Jim because I don't remember his name. Right. Besides HIPAA. Yeah. And this was like the third time. This is what we would, Jim was a frequent flyer at Detox, at Wash House Detox. We saw him all the time. Who's getting Jim? People were tired of helping, or people were tired of talking to Jim. So I said, give him to me. Said, I'll take over for a little bit. You guys have done your, all right. Well, third time I saw him, I said, Jim, I always ask you, and I know what you're going to say. I'm just not willing. I'm going to tell you, that's a great line. And it seems to have worked very, very well around here. Because then you don't have to talk. You don't have to be, and I get it. You want to live your own life. But here's the problem. You're wasting our time. You're wasting our time. I didn't take this job so I couldn't help people. That's not why I took this job. I took this job because I really enjoy helping somebody. And when somebody tells me they're not willing, I don't know that I necessarily buy it. So I appreciate it. Where I appreciate your quote unquote honesty. I could be helping somebody else and you're wasting my time. And I want you to stop wasting my time. So let's talk about that. Oh, well, I'm not coming back here. I knew he was going to get, okay. Yeah, you are. You'll be back. You're going to waste my time again. I guarantee within a week, you're going to waste my time again. No, I'm not going to. Oh, okay. All right. Then this is what we're going to do. We're going to write a contract. And this contract will say that if Jim shows back up here and detoxes 2 weeks, good. Can you stay away from here for 2 weeks? You can? Okay. Promise? All right. If he comes back to Washington House Detox by this date, he agrees to go to treatment. Is that fair? Is that fair, Jim? Yeah. He signs it. I sign it, put it in his file. 3 days later, Jim is back. 3 days later, Jim goes to treatment. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Ask God for the right words. He will give them to you. Was that contract legally and binding? No. Did he know that? No. Was I going to fill him in? No. He went to treatment and I never saw Jim again. I never saw him again. I have no idea what happened. I hope he got sober. I hope he did. But I know I never saw him in detox again. Right? Those are the things that we can do. These things are possible in our lives. I got to start wrapping it up here. All right. So defeatism versus surrender. Defeatism is why bother. Defeatism is the fuckets. You remember the fuckets? You remember when you drank on the fuckets? That is defeatism. And it's a very dangerous place for an alcoholic. Okay? The fuckets equal death, and not just of ourselves. Not just of ourselves. And surrender says, I will do my part and trust the rest. Love it. I will do my part and trust the rest. Now that is let go, let God. And that is a great place to end. Very good place to end. All right. I hope everybody has a great day. We have our meeting in 24 minutes for anybody that would like to join. We have a speaker tonight, and then it'll be open discussion. So please feel free to join us. If you need a link, reach out. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Leisure says, thank you, Dion. You are welcome, Leisure. It was good to see you. It's good to see you. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep on letting go.